Welcome to Grow Bio channel. In today's video, we're gonna see about Michelson and Stahl experiment. It proves semi-conservative model of DNA replication hypothesis. Michelson and Stahl experiment. In 1958, Matthew Michelson and Franklin Stahl proved DNA replication is by a semi-conservative model by using the nitrogen isotope N15. It is a non-radioactive isotope of nitrogen. The materials need for Michelson and Stahl experiment is E. coli culture, 6 molar cesium chloride, bacterial medium, it can be any kind of nutrient media, which has ammonium chloride as its nitrogen source. N14 is normal ammonium chloride, which has 7 proton and 7 neutron. And next is heavy isotope, that is N15, which has 7 proton and 8 neutron. The DNA replication hypothesis. The DNA replication is the replication of one DNA to two daughter DNA. There are three hypotheses considered. They are conservative, semi-conservative and dispersive. In conservative, the entire DNA acts as the template for the entirely new one. That is, parental strand is conserved, so it is known as conservative model. Here, the protein will expose the basis for H bond. This model was proposed by Gunther Stent, so it is known as Stent model. And next is semi-conservative. It is proposed by Watson and Crick. Here, two strand gets separated, that is, it unwinds during the replication, and each strand acts as the template for the new strand. So, the parental strand will be there and new strand will be there for one DNA. That is, parental strand unwinds and acts as the template for the new DNA synthesis. And next is dispersive model. It is proposed by Max Delbruck, who constantly opposed the Watson and Crick model. So, here he says about breakage. The template breaks at every 10 nucleotide and untwist and attach to a new strand. So, here there will be dispersive arrangement of parental strand and new strand. So this model is known as the dispersive model. He said this because it is very difficult for the DNA to unwind than considered to the breaking of the bond. So Max Delbruck proposed the dispersive model of DNA replication. Now we can see about Michelson and Stahl experiment, how they proved the semi-conservative mode of replication is the replication of DNA synthesis. So Matthew Michelson and Franklin Stahl done experiment and proved DNA replicates through the semi-conservative mode of replication. They used non-radioactive isotopes of nitrogen to prove the mode of replication is semi-conservative. Now we can see about procedure. Here we have two type of culture of E. coli. First is 14N DNA, which is grown in 14N ammonium chloride media. Next is 15N DNA, which is grown in 15N ammonium chloride containing media. How the 15N DNA is formed? In 14N DNA culture, E. coli culture, they cultured several times in 15N media. At last, they got the 15N DNA containing E. coli. In middle, you can see the band formation in density gradient cesium chloride centrifugation. Here, there is two band, 14N band and 15N band. 14N band blue color is at top and 15N band is at bottom because 15N is heavy isotope compared to the 14N, which has extra neutron. So, it lies in the bottom. And next, now we can take 15N DNA containing media. Then this culture, this E. coli culture is grown several times. They subcultured in 14N ammonium chloride containing media. The replication process is very easy in E. coli because it replicates in every 20 minutes. So the experiment is very easy. So they took several generations in 0 minutes, in 20 minutes and in 60 minutes. That is after 2 replication cycle they took in 60 minutes. Okay. Then they centrifuged in cesium chloride solution. Then the band formation occurs. Here you can see the band formation, the G0, that is generation 0. At 0 minutes, only 15N DNA will be present. So only red color isotope is present. So it is at bottom. And next in G1 generation, it is hybrid 14N and 15N hybrid, because 15N is grown in 14N media. It gives 14N and 15N hybrid as the result. And next in G2 cycle, that is after 60 minutes, it produced 14N up to 80%, and 14N 15N hybrid is only 20%. And in G3, 14N is 100%. Because replication occurs only in the 14N media. The E. coli will take nitrogen source from the media. So it produced only 14N at G3 generation. Now you can see in G0 to G1, that is from generation 0 to generation 1. In generation 1, only hybrid is present. So the DNA doesn't replicate in conservative model, because if it is in conservative model, it must have parental DNA with it. That is 15N also must be present. But there 15N band is not present, so it doesn't replicate to conservative model. And next from G1 to G2, you can see the 14N is 80% and hybrid is only 20%. And from G2 to G3, there is no hybrid at all. So the DNA doesn't replicate in dispersive model. Because if you consider G1 generation, that is parental strand is hybrid, okay, it is grown in 14N media, so it must be producing both 14N and hybrid. They produced it, but not in 50-50%. According to dispersive model, parent strand also must be 50% and new strand also must be 15%. So the DNA doesn't replicate on breakage. It replicates only through the semi-conservative mode of replication. So this proves that DNA replicates by the semi-conservative model. Now you can see a detailed pictorial representation of Michelson and Stahl experiment. First generation is 15N and 15N, which is grown in 14N media. Here the hybrid only formed, that is 14N 15N and 14N 15N, that is the hybrid only formed. You can see the cesium chloride gradient also, only the hybrid is formed. No red color and no blue color is formed, only the green color hybrid is produced. This proves there is no parental strand, so it is not replicating through conservative model. And on second generation, when hybrid replicated in 14N media, it gives 14N up to 80% and hybrid only 20%. This proves that dispersive is ruled out because there is no 50-50% of parental strand and new strand. It is 80 and 20%. So the dispersive model is ruled out. And next is G3. Only 14N is there because it replicates only through the semi-conservative model. So the nitrogen uptaken from the media is 14N. So obviously it produced only the 14N. How Michelson and Stahl proved this? G1 generation produced hybrid and no parental DNA, that is 15N is not formed. So the DNA replicates either by dispersive or semi-conservative. In G2 replication, that is after 2 times replication, okay, after 40 minutes, that is 60 minutes time, they took and they saw 80% 14N and 20% hybrid. So it is not dispersive because it doesn't have 50% ratio of old and new strand. It produced 80% 14N and 20% hybrid. So the strand replicates by unwinding and one strand acts as the template for the other. Thus, it is the semi-conservative mode of replication. Why the nitrogen is selected for the experiment? Why not phosphor? Why not carbon? Why not oxygen? Answer: all nucleotides in DNA is made up of nitrogen bases. So adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine is the nitrogenous bases. So the replication occurs by taking the nitrogen from the media in which the organism grows. Thus, it can be used to know the mode of replication. So why not phosphorus? Because Other scientists did experiment with phosphorus, but P32 is decaying phosphorus and it is not stable as the nitrogen isotope. So they took nitrogen into consideration. Why they took E. coli instead of Hershey and Chase used bacteriophages? Why they took E. coli? Because E. coli has DNA more stable when compared to the unstable DNA of virus, that is bacteriophages. So they considered stable DNA E. coli and they took more stable nitrogen isotope into consideration. Thank you. If you have any doubt, please comment in the comment section below. Subscribe and please press the bell button below. Thank you.